my name is Rita. Welcome to day 14 of this challenge to get your house in order. It's all about cleaning, minimizing, and organizing. Today is the day lots of you are dreading. It's the toys. Yeah, it's time. So, for the toys, it's basically the same thing like always. Like if you see, this is like one of my daughter's things. So cleaning it all out, wipe it all down. And then minimizing, think about what can go. And organizing, then put it in different categories. See that the Legos go to the Legos and the dolls to the dolls. You probably know all of that. But yeah, for the minimizing, for getting rid of stuff, it depends how old your kids are. Because I do like my kids to choose some things that they really like, and I try the little ones, I help them with getting rid of stuff. But when the kids get older, I do let them choose what they want to keep and what they want to get rid of. We usually do that for birthdays and Christmas, times like that, when we know new things is coming in, what can we get rid of before or even after Christmas, so that it doesn't get more and more and more. Usually they have too much, right? Then think of the toys. If you have really little ones, I would recommend just doing that by yourself. Usually they don't even notice if the things are gone. But yeah, if you kids have outgrown, and you can put away things because if they don't need them anymore, if they're out of that age, somebody else will be happy to take it, I guess. And then another thing that I do is that I rotate toys. Actually, maybe we should show that in Liam's room. Yeah, 1 second, here again. So you probably have toys all over your house if you have kids, especially little kids. So I do have some toys of theirs in their rooms. So like Ruby has here her dollhouse, and then she has a kitchen here. So it's again the same thing, like wiping and all of it. And then I try to have every kid having like just one tote of toys in their closet too, so that it can be packed away and it's gone and it's not all openly displayed. So yeah, let's go in Liam's room. So what I wanted to show you is what I do, because if toys are laying around a lot, I do have that big tote over here, which I use for toys, which I just, whatever is laying around and I feel like they're not playing with it, I put it away in there. And then they just don't have as much to make a big mess. And then after a couple months or even half a year, whatever, they ask for something, then I just get that box down, and then they can choose whatever they want to take out of that box, and they have to exchange it for something else that they had in their closets or in the family room downstairs. So that way it doesn't get too much in the house again, and they can choose what they actually want and what they don't want. And if things stay in that box a long time, and every time they can choose and exchange things, and they don't choose that, then it helps me to know that this is really something they don't play with. I can get rid of that. So for the Legos, we have lots of Legos. So this is already built stuff. Then we have some over there and those containers, and I think there's even more totes, right? Yeah. I was reading on cleaning Legos, so it was saying that you could do that different ways, but I am going to try. I haven't done that before, but I'm going to try to put them in the washing machine. So you have to use something that closes. So if you have those bags for lingerie, or you can use a pillowcase. It's just that it has to have the zipper so that it's nice and close. I actually am thinking, I'm not sure how much we actually need, but maybe I just take this, the duvet cover, because this has a zipper and this is big. It's bigger than this. And I'm trying to wash it. So what I read is that you wash it on like low heat, don't do it high heat, and wash it on a short cycle, and don't do lots of spinning. What you have to be careful with is the Legos that have stickers on them. You might want to not wash them, I'm not sure. The other thing, what you can do too, is putting the Legos in the dishwasher. With that, you have to take them out before the dry heat cycle to air dry them, or you can wash them in the tub, which I think is lots of work. So I am trying to do the washing machine today. So my kids are doing the Legos themselves, so they're getting the pieces off and sorting what has the stickers on. Good job, guys. Thanks. There go the Legos. So I did that short cycle, which was only 16 minutes. And then I discovered that it was still quite soapy, so I had to do another cycle of rinsing, and then we got the Legos out mostly. And now they are drying here. So this is like the Lego that my kids use right now. We have some sets already built which are up for sale. But other than that, this is the Lego that's been used now. We did not wash the ones with the stickers on, so just remember that. Yeah, but because Lego is the main attraction in our house to play with, my kids don't need so many other toys, which is totally fine. Noah Jimmy still has some dinosaurs in his room, but that's okay, he wants to keep them. JJ actually found his remote control helicopter, so that was good. Now he's playing again with that. He got that for Christmas, and I don't know, he hasn't played with it for a couple weeks now. So that's good. Then they found things again that they actually love and want to play with. So these containers are normally for the Legos where the kids organize them. So I let them choose how they want to organize it by themselves. They're old enough for that. My oldest is almost 15 and my youngest is 5, so that works quite well. So these 2 boxes are for Lego too. So the one is now the things that they did not wash. And then the second one, that's actually the plans. So they even organize the plans, which set belongs to which kid, so that they know in which box is which set, so that they have all the plans close by if they want to use them. But they built lots with just their own imagination. Yeah, and then games. This is the pile of games that's left here in the basement. I took some of them upstairs because I was like, oh, why don't we play this? So I took them upstairs and exchanged some for this. So Ruby is wiping down all her kitchen stuff. So for Ruby's room, she has this little play kitchen. She wiped it all down and wiped down all the food items and pans and pots and everything. And she was so proud that she got that done. Let your kids help. They feel accomplished after that too. So it's awesome. Yeah, then she has this little playhouse is now all nice and clean too. And then that one box of toys that she has here. Yeah, we only got rid of a couple things. This is more kitchen stuff that she has in here. Oh, and then I wanted to talk about this toy. So if the kids have cleaned up their rooms before supper already and cleaned up all the toys, I don't want them to take out more toys to make a mess again, right? So this was something, we actually had 2 of them at some point, that I loved for that time when it's only like a couple minutes or like maybe half an hour left to play and I don't want them to take out everything. This is so convenient. They can play with it and it makes no mess at all, and they're totally focused and they're calming down with that. So they're not getting hyper before bed. Yeah, it's not for really little kids, but for my kids now it works for all of them and they love it. So for Liam's room, other than that box on top to change out toys, which is only, yeah, maybe half full, he only has that little box of toys in his room. And then he has one drawer where he has like a couple more little things in there. Yeah, other than that, our kids are just loving Legos, so they don't really need much more. And because we do have 4 kids' rooms, it's not so much cramped in one room. Sometimes kids are overwhelmed by the amount of toys they do have, and that's why they don't really play with it. You probably all know that pulling out one box, the next one, and then something else gets dumped, and it's all just chaos. And they don't really play with it. So to prevent that, that's one thing that I like to get rid of things, but also that I try to be a little bit more conscious about what toys are out in which room so that it doesn't get mixed so much. So if the Legos are out in the basement, then they can have cars out in like Liam's room, but it's so much easier for them to clean it up themselves if they just can pick it up and put it in a box, and they don't have to worry about where does this go, where does this go, where does this go. So that's one thing that we do. Another thing that we do is that we clean up during the day already. That sometimes it's like before lunch or before supper or before we go outside, before a snack, to already clean up some things. We don't do that with Legos because we clean up Legos once a day only. But with other things, it helps so that before supper or before bed, it's not so much to clean up left. When they have less, sometimes that actually is more for them because then they can be more creative with what they're playing with. So I know with my kids, when we moved from Germany to Canada, we got rid of so many toys, almost all of them, because we only came with suitcases. But it was really interesting for me because when we got rid of them and I sold more and more and more, and the kids' room got emptier and emptier, but they still played, and they still played well. And I can't complain, I can't even think of that they have been annoying because I know I had a lot of work to do at that time. So it's really that I realized that they have so much creativity in them which needs to come out, and it helps them actually to give them a few things, and then they can imagine what they want to play with that. So with getting rid of things, if you are not ready to get rid of things, there is the option that you put things in a box and then put it in a closet or in a garage or wherever, put it away for 6 months or longer, and then go back to it and look at it. Have the kids really missed that? You can use this trick for basically all items in the house. But yeah, I just thought of it for the kids because I do that one box in Liam's room. But yeah, you can put that away and then think about, did they really miss that? Do we still need that? Or can we just get rid of it? I hope I can give you some hope that even with lots of kids, you don't need to own lots of toys. And there is the other options that you can go to the library and borrow some toys there. They do have toys to borrow. So you can do that and then give it back after a couple weeks. And that way it's always something new for the kids. The same thing you can do with putting whole categories away in the closet too, and then pull that out a couple weeks later, and that feels new to them. And that actually can also help not to buy more toys. What I haven't touched on yet, I just remembered that and I still have to go back and do it myself, is outside toys. Don't forget the outside toys. And so we don't have much of that, but we have balls, we have frisbees, we have skipping ropes, just things like that. And I always try to think of things which would make the kids want to play more, so that they can be creative with that. And it's so interesting how my kids have adapted to that, because the other day they were like playing like hockey with a soccer ball and just sticks. And it was so cool to watch that, because they never get bored if they have the opportunity to use their creativity and their imagination with that. And I also like to have things where they interact with each other, like playing ball or playing like soccer or something, that it's not just I am playing by myself, but I am interacting with somebody else to play with. I want their relationships to be good, and I want them to connect. And that's like through playing, kids connect really well. And that's where they also learn the social skills and those things. So don't underestimate the value that toys can actually have on the development of your kids if there is not the overwhelming amount. That was it from me for today. Since tomorrow is a holiday, we're off tomorrow too. And then Saturday is catch-up day, Sunday is rest day. So happy Easter!